In nature, every creature has a way of leaving a trace, a sign that says, "I was here." Wolves mark trees, lions mark the ground, and birds carve territories through song. Humans do the same thing, just in a different dimension. We don't mark the world with scent. We mark it with emotion. Every moment that stirs someone deeply, laughter, tension, intimacy, even pain, leaves an invisible fingerprint in their mind, especially in women. When you make a woman feel something strong in your presence, her body records it. It's like branding her nervous system with a memory she didn't choose to remember. It whispers to her subconscious long after you've gone, "He was here." And that's where things get interesting. Because once a woman has been emotionally imprinted by you, your absence doesn't erase you. You live on in her emotional memory. That's why some men fade from her mind like background noise, while others linger like a melody she can't stop humming. It's not the words, the looks, or the money. It's the feeling that stays. As Carl Jung once wrote, "What we do not make conscious controls us." Emotional imprinting lives in that unconscious space, and it's what separates the forgettable from the unforgettable. So today, let's break this down. What is emotional imprinting really? Why does it make one man addictive and another forgettable? And more importantly, how can you use it to create a connection that lasts beyond logic or time? Emotional imprinting happens when a woman's body begins to associate you with emotion, pleasure, excitement, calm, curiosity, even irritation. Any emotion strong enough to register deeply becomes a trace of you in her system. While men build attraction logically, she's pretty, she's kind, she's loyal, women build it emotionally. Her memory is fused with how she feels. That's why she may not recall what you said word for word, but she remembers the tone of your voice, the look in your eyes, the rhythm of your silence, and the emotional atmosphere you created around her. The irony is that most men approach attraction like it's a checklist. Be nice, have a career, communicate well, done. But none of that stirs a woman emotionally. Those qualities make her respect you, not desire you. Desire begins where logic ends, in the chaos of emotion. It's that unexplainable pull where her rational mind says, "He's not my type," but her emotional memory whispers, "I can't stop thinking about him." That's emotional imprinting, the invisible thread that keeps her tethered long after you've stopped talking. Think of it this way. When a woman says, "There's just something about you," what she's actually describing is the imprint. It's your energy, your tone, your unpredictability, your ability to trigger emotion. It's not that she understands you, it's that she feels you. The men who master this don't try to be perfect. They simply know how to make her body remember them. Every time she feels something powerful around you, whether it's laughter, suspense, or tension, her brain encodes it as you. Even when you're gone, that emotion replays like a song on repeat. Neuroscience shows that emotion cements memory far more effectively than logic. That's why people forget facts but never forget feelings. The same reason a heartbreak from years ago can still make your chest tighten. The body never forgets emotional impact. You can create positive imprints, comfort, connection, passion, or negative ones, jealousy, stress, confusion. Either way, the emotional charge creates attachment. That's why toxic relationships often feel addictive, because pain still activates the same emotional circuits as passion. The body doesn't distinguish between pleasure and intensity. It just remembers who made it feel alive. And that's where most men go wrong. They think love is built through stability, through reason, through proving they're the right choice. But attraction doesn't care about reason. It cares about resonance. She'll stay loyal to logic, but crave the man who makes her feel. Because the truth is, emotion is territory. Once you've left your mark on her emotional landscape, no other man can walk through it without stepping into your shadow. So, the real question isn't whether she likes you, it's whether she feels you. Whether her body associates your presence with excitement, calm, or curiosity. Because once you awaken those emotions, you live inside her without needing to try. And that's the real art of emotional imprinting. You don't chase her attention, her nervous system chases you. But here's the thing most men never realize. Emotional imprinting doesn't just make her attracted, it determines whether she'll stay connected. Because the same emotions that make her fall for you are the ones that, if neglected, will make her drift away. Here's the mistake most men make. They think once she says yes, the job is done. They stop leading emotionally. They stop creating new moments that make her feel alive. They become comfortable, predictable, safe, but not stimulating. And slowly, the emotional current that once pulled her toward you begins to dry up. What used to feel like connection now feels like routine. What used to make her lean in now makes her drift. That's when most men start to panic. They double down on logic. They try harder, buy more, talk longer, reason deeper. But none of that reaches her because emotion built the bond, and only emotion can sustain it. You see, attraction isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing experience. It must be fed, challenged, and reawakened, or it dies quietly. A woman doesn't stay where she's treated the best. She stays where she feels the most. That feeling can be excitement, safety, curiosity, love, or passion. The moment she stops feeling, she starts fading. And that's why good men, loyal, stable, patient, still lose women who should love them. Because she might appreciate him, but she doesn't feel him anymore. Appreciation is gratitude. Emotion is addiction. It's not that she wants chaos. She wants aliveness. Emotionally flat men feel like silence to her nervous system, and silence over time feels like absence. That's why you can give her everything and still lose her attention. She's not drawn to what makes sense. She's drawn to what makes her feel herself more deeply. When she's around you, does she feel more beautiful, more alive, more desired, more seen? Or does she feel safe but invisible? Because the difference between those two determines whether she stays loyal out of comfort or bonded out of passion. A woman's emotional loyalty doesn't come from logic. It comes from the version of herself she experiences when she's with you. If you make her feel more confident, she'll crave you. If you make her feel more feminine, she'll surrender to you. If you make her feel more alive, she'll follow you even when it doesn't make sense. That's emotional imprinting. You're not just creating attraction, you're shaping identity. You've probably seen this in real life. A woman leaves a good guy for someone less stable, more spontaneous, even chaotic. From the outside, it makes no sense, but from inside her emotional world, it makes perfect sense. That new man triggers something deeper, unpredictability, emotional movement, a spark that wakes up her system. As Schopenhauer said, we seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. Emotional imprinting is built on that tension between comfort and craving, between safety and stimulation. That's why the men who understand emotion lead differently. They don't try to be the most agreeable or impressive. They aim to be the most felt. They know every interaction is an opportunity to create a micro-experience, something her body will remember. Whether it's teasing her lightly, holding silence without rushing to fill it, or seeing through her words to the feeling beneath them, these moments leave emotional fingerprints. So if you've ever been ghosted after doing everything right, this is probably why. You made her think you're a great man, but you didn't make her feel like a woman in your presence. Her logic respected you, but her nervous system forgot you. The good news? Emotional imprinting follows a pattern, a series of predictable stages every woman goes through before attachment takes root. Once you learn to recognize them, you'll stop guessing whether she's into you or not. You'll be able to see, almost in real time, when her emotions start to wire themselves to you. There are 3 stages: curiosity, resonance, and anchoring. Miss one, and she'll lose interest. Understand all 3, and you'll create a connection that feels like gravity, effortless, invisible, and nearly impossible to break. So what are these 3 stages really made of? Let's break them down. Curiosity. This is where it all begins, the spark before the fire. Curiosity isn't about looks or status, it's about energy. It's the subtle difference between a man who's alive in his presence and one who's performing for approval. Most men enter interactions trying to impress. They talk too much, over-explain, rush to fill silence. That kills curiosity. The man who can hold a pause, maintain calm eye contact, or let a smile linger a second longer than expected, he becomes a question her mind wants to answer. Curiosity is the seed of emotional investment. Once her imagination starts to wander, who is he? Why does he feel different? What's behind that calm? She begins to invest emotionally without realizing it. The mystery activates her nervous system. Her brain interprets that tension as attraction because emotion needs movement to survive. Think of it like this. Logic craves certainty, emotion craves mystery. When she can't fully predict you, she feels drawn in. Stage 2, emotional resonance. This is where curiosity deepens into connection. Here, she starts feeling emotionally seen, not for what she says, but for what she feels. And most men ruin this stage because they listen with their ears instead of their intuition. They hear her words but miss the emotion behind them. They jump to fix instead of to feel. She says, "It's been a hard week," and they reply, "You should take a break." But the emotionally intelligent man says, "What made it hard?" That one question tells her he gets it. Validation is not agreement, it's recognition. When a woman feels recognized, her guard drops. That's when she starts opening up, sharing secrets, fears, and memories. And if you can meet those emotions without judgment, you become the emotional space she never had. It's not about always being serious. It's about knowing how to match her energy. When she's anxious, you bring calm. When she's heavy, you bring warmth. When she's shallow, you bring depth. That's emotional leadership, not control, but direction. You see, women don't bond through logic, they bond through emotional synchronization. When your energy tunes into hers, her body feels safe. And once safety is felt, attraction multiplies. Because safety doesn't kill desire, it amplifies it when it's combined with polarity. Stage 3, anchoring. This is where everything locks in. It's the stage where emotion becomes memory, where every feeling she experiences around you gets linked to you. The laughter you share after teasing her, the calm she feels when she rests on your shoulder, the electricity in her body after a deep conversation. Her brain stores all of it as one association. You equals this feeling. Neuroscientists call this emotional conditioning. Her brain doesn't separate the emotion from the source. When she feels joy, peace, or arousal near you, those emotions anchor themselves to your presence. Later, when she's alone, something random, a scent, a song, a phrase, reactivates those same emotions, and her mind replays you. That's why she might catch herself smiling when she hears a song that played the night you met, or missing you for no logical reason. The anchor is already set. And here's the paradox. Logic can't undo what emotion is tied together. She can tell herself, "I need to move on," but her body disagrees. Because emotional imprinting happens below awareness. It's not a thought, it's a felt memory. As philosopher Blaise Pascal said, "The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of." When you understand these stages, you stop trying to chase or convince. You simply guide her through emotional experiences that let nature do the work. Curiosity pulls her in. Resonance bonds her. Anchoring seals it. That's how connection transforms from interest into attachment. But here's the line most men cross. They learn these dynamics and use them to manipulate rather than connect. That's not power. That's weakness in disguise. The real strength lies in using this knowledge ethically, to build genuine, lasting bonds that come from truth, not tricks. So, how do you create emotional imprints that last? Without games, without deceit, and without losing integrity. Let's make one thing clear. Emotional imprinting isn't manipulation, it's communication at the level where women actually feel. The goal isn't to control her emotions, but to awaken them. And that starts with the first principle, presence. Presence is your hidden superpower. When you're with her, be with her. No divided attention, no scrolling through your phone, no drifting off mentally. Because women can sense it instantly when your energy scatters. They feel when your attention is split. It makes them tighten up, disconnect, and retreat inward. But when your attention is grounded and your energy calm, her body relaxes. She starts breathing slower. Her voice softens. Her guard lowers. Presence doesn't impress her, it anchors her. The man who can hold silence without discomfort, hold eye contact without performance, becomes magnetic. Principle 2, tell stories that reveal emotion. Most men tell stories to impress. They talk about wins, cars, careers, logical trophies. But the man who shares a story that carries emotion opens a door she can walk through. Tell her about a time you failed and what it taught you. Tell her about the night you almost gave up on yourself. Tell her about something that moved you deeply, a film, a loss, a turning point. When you reveal emotion, you reveal depth. Vulnerability, when balanced with groundedness, builds trust faster than charm ever could. You don't need to trauma dump or overshare. Just show that you're not a mask. As Nietzsche said, invisible threads are the strongest ties. When you share genuine emotion, those threads begin to form, unseen but unforgettable. Principle 3. Use tension and release. Connection lives in contrast. Tension builds emotion, release rewards it. When you tease her, challenge her, or surprise her, you activate her emotional system. When you follow that with warmth, reassurance, or humor, you complete the loop. That back and forth rhythm is the heartbeat of attraction. Playful tension followed by sincere appreciation creates emotional highs and lows that her mind anchors to you. The human brain craves contrast. It's what makes love feel like art, not arithmetic. Predictability numbs emotion. Variation keeps it alive. Principle 4. Mirror, then lead. When she's excited, match that liveliness. When she's vulnerable, slow your tone and meet her softness. This creates emotional attunement, the sense that you get her. But don't stay there. Lead the energy upward. If she's anxious, bring calm. If she's sad, bring lightness. If she's stressed, bring stillness. This pattern, match then lead, builds what psychologists call emotional regulation. You become the emotional anchor point in her storm. And later, when she's alone and feeling off balance, her subconscious will recall, when I was with him, I felt safe. That's when the imprint locks in. Principle 5. Offer emotional variety. Most men operate in one tone. They're either always serious, always funny, or always chill. But a man who can shift, who can go from playful to deep, from intense to relaxed, becomes an emotional landscape she never finishes exploring. Women don't crave one emotion, they crave a spectrum. When you can make her laugh, challenge her mind, calm her spirit, and spark her curiosity, you become multidimensional. You're no longer just a man, you're an experience. But remember, the key word here is ethically. The goal is not to make her addicted to you, but to help her feel more alive through you. When your intention is truth, not manipulation, she bonds with your essence, not your tactics. That's what makes emotional imprinting sustainable. It's built on authenticity, not strategy. If you take anything away from this, let it be this. Women don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. They remember the man who makes them feel themselves more vividly, the man who awakens emotion without fear, who turns moments into memories, who leaves his mark not with words but with energy. You don't have to chase women when you understand this, because once you've learned how to speak the language of emotion, she'll be chasing something she can't name, the feeling only you give her. So, if this message hit you harder than you expected, do one simple thing, like this video and subscribe. Every week, I teach men like you how to master emotional intelligence, attraction, and power without losing your integrity. Because once you master this level of connection, you'll never have to compete for attention again.